Just so we're clear, if a foreigner comes to your country and demands that you accept their culture as your culture, or demands that you change your beliefs, that is not a foreigner. That is not an immigrant. What that is an invader. That is someone that is coming over to your space to take over and invade it. So when you sit there and you look at what's happening in New York, you look at what's happening in Texas, you look at what's happening in the places where these people came from, you look at Somalia, you look at all of these individuals who are being put into a position of power who support this type of invasion, you need to understand what's coming next. They will take away our weapons. They will tell us that we cannot eat certain foods. They will tell us that we cannot go to certain places. They will tell our women that they have to wear certain clothes. They will tell them that they have to dress modest. They will force them to do a lot of different things. You will have to deal with people praying in the middle of the street while you're driving and stopping you and invading your movement, your space. You need to understand what's taking place in America so that you can understand that these people are not coming here with good intentions. This is not me saying that I hate people. This is me basically saying, look, if you like the fact that America is a free place where you get the freedom to believe in what religion you want to believe in, if you get the freedom to decide what you want to do as long as nobody is getting hurt, if you love that part of America, the freedom of choice part of America, you need to understand when people come over and they say that you don't have a choice, they probably should go. Because you don't get to tell us what to do in our own country. It's not being rude. It's just saying, hey, look, this country was built in a way where everybody can come here and feel happy and feel blessed and enjoy the fact that this is a free nation, not a nation that will be enslaved by any foreigner invading it.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. We got to talk about it, man. We've, over the past couple of weeks, have discussed Mamdani, and we've discussed what happened up in New York in a multitude of ways, right? And before the election, we tried to warn people. After the election, we're just letting people know, like, hey, this is what's going on. I have a few additional clips to share with you guys to include. I want to start here because this is the first person that Mamdani has endorsed since he's become the mayoral elect of New York City. Their plan is in full effect, and the train is picking up speed, and it seems like it's going downhill. This is crazy. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel.
Right now, I'm a little more quiet because I'm on the quiet side of this race, but I'm going to tell you that once November 4th comes around, I will tell the story. The story is not just, that it's random that Zohran ascended to this place. It is our Muslim American communities. And I'll also say that it's Muslim money. The PACs that have supported Zohran, or a particular PAC that has supported Zohran, is probably over 80% of Muslim American donors in this country. High net donors, grassroots donors. And I want to make the point that the Unity and Justice Fund PAC, which is the CARE Super PAC, was the largest institutional donor to the pro-Zohran PAC.
At this point now, they're not even hiding it anymore. And this individual is running for an assembly seat in New York City, has already been endorsed. And at this point, they're letting it be known, like, hey, this is where the money came from. They have their own PACs, and there was a lot of foreign donations into those PACs and into Zohran Mamdani's coffers. This is real. This is real. How long will it take before more New Yorkers have buyer's remorse? How long?
I think, honestly, we should have American citizens running for these positions. I mean, I don't understand how someone from another country is going to run for one of the most top prestigious positions in all of the United States. It should be a lifelong New Yorker who knows the city of New York. That's my opinion.
And people from all over the world come to New York because they're fleeing their countries that are being led by socialists, and now he wants to turn socialism here inside New York City.
It's going to be a disaster. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. It's false hope. It's like all this pipe dreams. People don't realize what they're really getting themselves into. It's not going to do anything. It's all a bunch of garbage. He's just talk and talk and talk. That's it.
And he has said 4 times that he's going to disarm police here in New York City. What would happen if he did that?
Well, come on. But he's going to have his own private security and make sure he's safe, right? But the city of New York is not going to be safe? That doesn't make any sense.
Because will a whistle stop a criminal?
Yeah, right. A social worker still going to come save the day. No. We need more cops, more people on the streets. People need to feel safe in New York. We're one of the biggest cities in America, so we need more police, not less.
You think a social worker will be able to stop a robbery?
No way. They don't want. The cops have trouble stopping them. You think they're going to listen to a social worker? What are they going to do? They're just going to laugh in their face and walk away. I see it all the time around here. So, with not NYPD, but other agencies or law enforcement, this is, your hands are tied. You need to have somebody who's going to have your back to do your job. If you get thrown on the bus every time you do your job, or you try and do your job, it's kind of deflating.
That's why you have so many people, so many law enforcement officers out there in New York City that have already resigned. And that's also why the recruitment efforts in places like Houston and down in Florida and other places, South Carolina, North Carolina, they're trying to recruit these guys like, hey, if you are looking for a place that actually values the LEOs, the law enforcement officers, come on down this way. Not only do we have a need, but we'll value you. We'll take care of you.
And the other one, you're talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor. I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. You want to put money back in. It's something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made, whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more. I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
Yeah, so they don't care who they got to take the money from. They just want to do it. Kathy Hochul's already come out and said that, hey, I have zero interest in raising the corporate tax. She also has zero interest in raising the tax on millionaires. So who's next? They're going to raise sales tax in New York City. Who is that going to affect? Poor, working class, middle class individuals. What are they going to do? They're going to raise the taxes on people in the city in general, middle class. Who is that going to affect? What else could they do? Raise the property tax? Who would that affect? Yeah. Socialism has not worked. It does not work. It is one of the, honestly, man, it's just a Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. It's just a Ponzi scheme. That is all it is. The people up top get super wealthy. Everybody else, hey, you're SOL.
And one of the things that we've said beyond saying that we're going to make this a sanctuary city for LGBTQIA plus workers, beyond saying that we're going to establish an office of LGBTQIA plus affairs, is also that we're going to provide $65 million in funding for gender-affirming care, the same amount of funding that the federal government threatened to pull out from local providers for that kind of work. And
isn't that crazy? So they wanted $700 million for free buses, $65 million for confused individuals. This is crazy. They want taxpayers to pay for this stuff. It makes absolutely no sense. It's unsustainable, man. Unsustainable. I want you guys to hear from Scott Jennings.
Scott, what about you? I mean, in his post announcing it, he referred to him as the communist mayor. Obviously, as Karen knows, he hasn't actually started yet. And, he is a democratic socialist. But what are your expectations for this Oval Office meeting with Trump and Mamdani?
Well, I'm glad Mayor-elect Mamdani is going because he's never had a job before. So Trump is going to have an opportunity now to explain to him how the world works. Number one, you're not going to be arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu when he comes to New York City, so you can put that out of your mind. Yeah. Number two, you need to cooperate with federal law enforcement and federal immigration when we come into the city to try to enforce existing federal immigration law. So you need to put that out of your mind as well. I hope the president explains to him how the world works. We have federal laws and we have international diplomacy, and those things are handled by the president, not the mayor of New York City.
No one wants to hear that, lady, but Scott's absolutely right. Maybe the president can get through to this individual. I highly doubt it. This person feels like they are above anything that's going on in D.C. And I don't think he gets his marching orders from D.C. He gets his marching orders from his donors. And we discussed earlier on in this video that a lot of his donor base are people from outside the nation. Yeah. And he's already flip-flopping. Because he can't follow through for real. He really can't.
My administration
would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker. I intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
Yeah, the ultimate flip-flop. He was very defiant early on. Very defiant early on. And I'm with Scott. He does need to go and sit down, but I also I just don't I can't see anything positive coming from this. Because this dude doesn't own himself. He is bought and paid for by the people who put him in that position. And I just couldn't see him doing anything that's going to do anything positive for the people and for the city of New York. I just can't see it.
Hey, Zoran, I'm a New Yorker. I just wanted to let you know that there seems to be a misunderstanding in the press. There are new headlines saying that you still intend to keep the Zionist billionaire police commissioner on. And I know that that was just a lie that you had to tell so that the billionaires wouldn't steal the election from you. And now that you won, you intend to fire her, right?
No.
Because that's why we elected you, right? Because you don't serve the Zionist billionaires, right?
These people are going to learn. They're already starting to see that. You see it already. Buyer's remorse. These people are going to learn. They're going to learn that this dude has zero interest in doing anything for the constituents out there in New York. He doesn't. He's bought and paid for. He is owned by people who are not citizens or who probably do not live in our nation. You can see it already. Buyer's remorse. Dude has flip-flopped on a multitude of things already. And you have people up there in New York City, all the people that voted for him, and a lot of the folks that did vote for him, these are wealthy folks who, for whatever reason, feel like they just have to have socialism. I just don't understand that. These people are living in, multi-$100,000 million penthouses, sipping on super expensive coffee in their Dubai and eating their Dubai chocolates, but clamoring for socialism. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But hey, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on also you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp,